back to another inspiring and exciting episode of On Location with Zara Durrani, produced with the support of TELUS STORYHIVE. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy New Year to everyone watching. And I figured since it's the new year, what better time to talk about health and wellness and bring an expert in the house to help teach me and perhaps you guys and inspire you guys as well how we can take more greens in, how we can nourish our bodies, nourish our souls, and also not just on the new year, weight loss, new year, new me journey, but really long-term changes. And that's something, I've talked about on this show before that I've struggled with when I get really busy work-wise. I'm going for those croissants, I'm going for that extra shot of espresso. So I'm so honored and blessed to have with us Alyssa Bauman, who is originally from New York.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me. It's perfect timing. I come equipped with the tools that will help you and hopefully everybody who's watching to bring a little bit more health in our lives, because no matter how healthy you think you are, there's always room for improvement, and it's not something that we need to be perfect at. We're always just striving for a little bit more progress in your day. So,
and I find that it's like when I open up Pinterest or Instagram or TikTok, I can also get very overwhelmed, like which to do. And we had a really lovely phone conversation, and I was talking about cheat meals and the feeling of guilt, or when I'm working a lot, and especially if you're working on a film or TV set, like a big production, you're working 12, 14-hour days. After a certain amount of hours, I'm gonna go.
You're gonna grab whatever you can see because you're so hungry at that point. Exactly. Well, hopefully we'll get some tips today to keep you nourished throughout your day, no matter how busy your day is, and you don't get to that point where you're so hungry. And that's, a lot of people call that hangry, right? Your blood sugars crash and you feel like just not yourself, and you literally will grab anything that's in sight. So a little bit of planning will help with that as well.
Alyssa, reading your bio and checking out your website, I got a chance to, understand a little bit about your journey and your passion for what really got you started. Can you share that with our viewers a little bit?
Yes.
That how did you get on this path? Like, when did you know this was your calling?
Well, thank you so much. Well, I wasn't always interested in health, and it wasn't until I was a journalist and I was living in New York City. It was a very, very fun and glamorous life for a college graduate in their 20s, and I was eating out every night, and I was going out every night, and it was late nights, and it was nonstop, and it was so much fun. And I didn't know how to cook. I didn't even know what I was doing in the kitchen.
That sounds like my 20s.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a time and a place for it, right? So health was really not top of mind at all. And it's not like I hit rock bottom or anything, but I would crave those nights that I would just come home and I would eat canned beans out of a tin and just enjoy that. And what really ended up happening was when I moved to Vancouver, and I was still freelance writing and whatnot, I just got really inspired by the city here. It's so beautiful and everybody is outside. And I went back to school to become a nutritionist because my body was changing. I was pregnant with my first daughter, and I was realizing that the food that sustained me when I was in my 20s, like, this wasn't working anymore. I was tired, my skin was not very clear, my eyes were not bright, and I just didn't have the energy that I think a 30-year-old woman should have. So I went back to school, and I got my degree in nutrition, and I started living what I was learning, and it didn't take long. I mean, if you're looking for change and you want to see a difference in your energy levels and how you're feeling every day, and not having fatigue and dealing with stress and skin and even sleep, changing your diet, even tweaking it just a little bit,
and that's what I need.
Much.
That's what I need. Because when people tell me I don't drink coffee anymore, I'm just like, you can't.
I love my coffee. I'm never taking away your coffee.
Okay, thank you. I was like,
I'm not taking away your
please don't
coffee.
tell me to stop.
I'm not taking away your wine. I'm not taking away I'm from New York City.
Yeah.
I love pizza. I eat pizza. But you know what I do? I just put kales and spinach and all sorts of greens on top of my pizza. And I have one piece and I love it and I have a huge salad with it.
Amazing.
So it's not about taking things out of your diet. It's about what can I add into my diet that's going to make me feel so good. And I always ask my clients, how bad do you want to feel good? Like, how bad do you want to feel good? Because so many people say, oh, I can't give up this, or I don't have time for this. And I take it back to that one question. Like, how bad do you want to feel good? And when you ask yourself that, the majority of people want to feel good.
Yeah, that's my kitty cat.
So-
If someone can hear.
She's so cute.
I know, but she has to be there because otherwise she's gonna be like, I need to taste
She has
test
to be
everything.
involved. She wants to come and get some greens, right?
Completely. So I was very fascinated in hearing about some of these programs you're offering. Because someone like me, you know, right now things are a bit more calmer compared to how they were last year. And I was mentioning this earlier and telling Julian, like on the days that I'm filming, like when we're doing our show, which I'm so grateful and blessed that I get to do, and have individuals like yourself to learn from,
Thank
to have
you.
these conversations.
Yeah.
Of course, my pleasure. That quite often, like Julian has to be like, Zara, please eat. He's like, you're not, you know?
Yeah, well, that's
Because
also,
I'm just like on it, like my brain's
Yes.
just going, I'm organizing, I'm doing so many different things.
yes, and you forget to eat, right? Because there's a lot of people out there, and a lot of people don't know this, that you may not ever feel that hunger pang in your stomach. I don't get hungry either. My mood changes. I get foggy. I get really irritable, like hangry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should be eating, you know, every 3 to 4 hours, and you should be focusing on protein and vegetables. And these are the things that keep your blood sugars even.
Consistent. Yeah. So that was something, and you know, I touched on it briefly over the phone with you, but
Yes.
I was sharing this with a fitness coach we had earlier. And so last year I was interviewing about 4 to 5 people, doing pre and post production, doing my other influencing modeling stuff on the side, acting and consulting.
Very
So many-
non-stop, yes.
Non-stop, you
Yes.
know? And drinking a lot of coffee, and I would have my espresso there, and I would do 5 or 6 of the little shots.
Yes.
And my latte, so I'm just like going
And
on
you
the-
must,
and honey, I'm getting sick every month.
of course
And
you
friends
are.
of mine are like, Zara, you were just sick. And to the point, I finished the show. We did 4 months. I'd interviewed 45 people,
Wow.
plus other things. I go to Paris, and I'm sick, no joke, the whole time in
You
Paris.
did tell me this, yes.
Fever, everything, and I'm like, my immune system, my body,
Mhm.
and I could tell inside of me, I'm like, I need
Something has to change.
I need my rest and also what I'm eating.
Something has to change, and a lot of people do hit that rock bottom where they have to make a change.
Yeah.
You know, I never got to that point. I realized that I needed to make a change before that, but you know, you don't have to hit that rock bottom to recognize that the things that you're putting in your body and, you know, espresso after latte is not working for you, right? Because the things that you eat also can improve your immunity. They can improve your gut health. And when we
Yeah.
improve our gut health, our mood changes. We have that we're not, I'm not gonna say happier, but I'm gonna say like you're just lighter and you feel better. Your elimination system is better.
And your
And your
thinking
immunity
is
is
better.
and your thinking is clear. You know, I say if you eat junk, this is what I tell my kids. I have 3 daughters. If you eat junk, you think junky thoughts. If you eat, you know, 80% of the time, you know, a whole food, plant-based diet, rich in produce and rich in veggies, you think great, clear, focused, brilliant, and just creative, inspired ideas, and that's what we need to get to that because you're the artist.
Yeah, no, completely. And so for the last couple of months, like since coming back from Paris, I recognized that I really needed more rest time to not feel guilty for taking time. And then
Rest is so important. Rest is it's sleep, it's nutrition, and then it's movement.
Completely.
And allowing ourselves to rest. I mean, we don't, in our society that we live in, we don't value it. We don't allow ourselves to sit on the beautiful couches and read a book. You know, we'll sit on the beautiful couch and we'll, you know,
We're
we'll
constantly
scroll.
on the go. Yeah,
and that, by the way, that's not giving your brain time, space to be on your phone scrolling. I have this conversation all the time with my children as well, but back to nutrition, it's just as important. It's sleep, it's feeding. I like to think of it as fueling your body.
100%.
Fueling your body with the things that that make you feel good. And like I said before, this isn't about taking things out of your diet. I want everyone to understand that, because diets don't work. Diets make you feel deprived, and they set you up for maybe failure, because if you don't lose the weight, or you do lose the weight and then you go off your diet, then you'll gain the weight back, and it's like this yo-yo thing. So if you can think of it as a lifestyle, to add in more of
and
the
any
beautiful
time of
vegetables.
the year, and not just from like a place of I need to lose this, or measurements, or inches. I remember when I was in my 20s, I was mentioning earlier, when I used to model, I was like measuring myself, all that kind of
industry
stuff.
is a killer
like,
for that.
And that's not the kind of lifestyle I like to live.
Yeah, it's restrictive. And not feeling good about yourself.
No, completely. It's like if I'm craving chocolate, or if I'm craving popcorn, I'm gonna let myself have that.
Popcorn, by the way, is one of those snacks, if it's not loaded with butter and salt, is considered a superfood, because there's so much fiber.
No.
Yes,
what?
popcorn, not movie theater popcorn, but like popcorn that you air cook at home.
Yeah.
And you put your own, maybe a small amount of oil, olive oil or coconut oil, and then put a little bit of this. This is one of my favorite things. This is nutritional yeast.
Okay.
It's like a cheesy, but it's not dairy. Salty, vitamin B protein. It's delicious.
We can learn so much from you.
Yes, and
I love
chocolate also is a superfood.
Yes.
If you get it in its rawest form.
Like dark chocolate.
I actually add raw cacao powder to my Nespresso in the morning. So I'm fueling my body through, coffee is just a vehicle of what else I can put that's amazing in my body.
Before we get into the smoothie, which, all the ingredients look amazing, I want to talk a little bit about your programs, because I feel like there's so many interesting little tidbits that you're giving me right now. I'm an experiential learner, so it's hard for me to look at a cookbook and be like, this recipe.
A lot of people are like that.
I need to learn from someone, a friend, a neighbor, or watching like a show, but it's like I'm more like sitting here with you.
Yes.
And you
this is what I do.
Yeah,
like, this is what I'm like. We're having like
Yes.
a one-on-one here. So I do one-on-ones where I work very closely with my clients, and we always start with food. But because I take a holistic approach, we talk about your sleep, we talk about your stress, we talk about, what's not working in your life, but we always start with food. And when we change your diet and we get your nutrition in alignment, usually the things that are not working in your life, you find clarity, and the other things just start to align. So yes, we clean up your diet. Yes, you get energy that you want. Yes, your skin becomes brighter and your eyes more clear, and you may, if it's what you want, lose some weight. You may not, but it's a byproduct. But everything else in your life starts to kind of clear up, because you start focusing on yourself, and you start becoming a bit more mindful of the food that we're putting in your body. So if you become mindful of the food that you're putting in your body, you become mindful of really everything else that's going on in your life. So we're bringing a little bit more gratitude, a little bit more mindfulness into your life, and that's coming from a different place. So I do work one-on-one. It's like having a nutritionist in your back pocket.
So how does that work? Like, would you do like Zoom sessions in person?
Zoom sessions, in person, couples, and it's a 3-month program. And the reason why I do it for 3 months is because 1 to 2 to 3 times isn't enough to make sustainable change. And I don't want you to waste your time, and I don't want to waste my time. Your health is an investment, and these things take time.
This is your life, and it's your life.
And it takes time. It's not a magic bullet. Here, this will make you lose 20
Yeah,
pounds.
I know.
It's not like that. It's not a magic bullet.
It's not the one-time shot. Like if you do one green smoothie,
No,
one
exactly.
juice, ginger.
I stack habits.
Yes.
So basically, I teach my clients how to stack habits. And once we have the green juice habit down pat, we go into another habit about focusing on protein. So it's habit stacking, and that's what really leads to long-term success in how you want to feel. Again, I'll go back to that. It's how bad do you want to feel good. And then I also offer for people that don't want to do that, or they can't afford it and it's not accessible for them, I also do a 4-week online digital nutrition and wellness experience
Mm.
where you buy my package and then you download the videos and you can listen to them on the go, you can watch them, and we're basically back and forth through email, and I'm tracking
And
progress.
would you tell them like, okay, have like this smoothie daily, this
Oh,
is how,
it's
these
a
are the
full
ingredients,
program. Yes.
this is how you make this
You get your
soup.
recipes, you get your instructions, you get your repeatable recipes, you get your tips that you need to work on, and you work on it for 1 week. So one of the things that I love about the green juice is it helps people with sugar cravings, and a lot of people come to me with sugar cravings. So for instance, like week 1 is all about learning how to incorporate a green smoothie into your day. So a recent client said, oh, I really want to get rid of my sugar cravings because I'm eating too much brownies and sweets and whatnot, which by the way, too much sweets is really not good for us. So a little bit here and there, no problem. But if you're having, 2 brownies, 3 brownies a day, this all at some point will, it won't be good for you. It will be pre-diabetic, your glucose levels will be high. So she's like, I really, really want to, try to get rid of my sugar cravings. I'm like, okay, let's do this for a week. So we were back and forth, and I asked her, that was her main goal, so we were back and forth, and she said, you're never going to believe this, 7 days of a green smoothie, and I no longer crave my brownie at night. That to me is a real win, because that's a lifestyle change. That I know it's just one brownie, but over time, the brownie adds up, your glucose levels, depending on the age.
And that's because of a green smoothie that you're oh my goodness.
Right.
I'm so excited to, I just love all this green here. Okay, I will tell you, you'll be proud of me. Most of these ingredients, other than the cucumbers and the pineapples, I made a big batch of soup that's sitting in there.
You did tell me.
But the first one burned, and then I made a
It's
second
okay.
because I was like, I want to do this because this is literally medicine. I know genetically I'm very blessed. I'll be 42 in a few months. All my life I've eaten whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I was saying, when I'm doing my dream jobs, traveling around the world, and then getting sick, and the thing is, I don't smoke, I don't drink. My body is very clean.
Very clean.
If anything, it was the being dependent on coffee because I have my coffee machine here. Yes.
Lack of sleep.
Flight. Yes. And then I was like, man, this has to change. There has to be a better way. So when I made that post on social media and discovered you and having this conversation, and I realized, you know what? I think I'm going to share this with more people because I can't be the only one who's gone through this, who is going for coffee after coffee after coffee.
You're not.
And you know what
You're
happens?
not alone.
You get foggy. Like I literally... Because then I'm not drinking enough water. That's why I'm making an effort to have my my water right here. But I want to learn that it becomes habit, and I love the fact that you said stacking habits.
Yeah. So in that program, if you're not ready to move on from week 1, which is learning how to incorporate more greens into your diet, you stay back. You just stay there and master it. It could take 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Just master it, and then you move forward. So that guarantees success. Because once you master something, then you can move on, and it just becomes part of your life.
Of you.
And you don't have to think about it. Like your soup, right? You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to double batch that soup.
Yeah.
And then we take glass containers and we could freeze them. So when you're super hungry and you have nothing and you're busy, all you have to do is take that out and heat it up.
Isn't it funny that we need to learn this, yet at the same time,
We don't learn it in school.
We don't learn this in school. It's like, last summer I was Uber Eats, happy hours, pizza, yam fries, tacos. That no joke, you guys. This is what I was doing.
And the majority of people live like that. Yeah, and it works and it's convenient until it doesn't work, right? And especially as women age, we have to be very mindful because when our glucose levels go up, which they do from all of these processed foods, that's when we even get more brain fog and menopause symptoms become even worse, and there's hair loss. And who wants to live life without energy?
And emotionally, and that was it was that was the M word, was the scary word.
It's scary.
But I know it's reality.
But
it's
who wants to live life like this? We want to. I'm doing this for disease prevention, yes, but
longevity.
To be our most vital.
Yeah.
Not health span, but as healthy as we can as we age.
Yes, and
right?
for as long as possible.
And
that was something a girlfriend of mine was telling me because I was working a lot, and afterwards I would find myself in sort of lows, like really, and she told me she's 51 and she's like, Zara, honey, you gotta take care of yourself, you gotta rest, you have to do, and these are the conversations that I'm so excited to have, and we're so excited to have you here today.
And they're always changing too, right?
Yes.
The conversation is always changing, and we need them.
And being willing to ask for help. So what are we doing today? Tell us about this green smoothie.
We are going to make, this is a signature, this is the foundation of the A to B program, which is the program that I sell online. And this is, I hate to sound dramatic, but I'm going to be, this is life-changing. Because if you can get this into your day, whenever you can, like it doesn't matter what time. I drink it, I have it in my car after I go for a run, and it's like my post-drink, my post-workout drink. If you can get this into your day, you will, no doubt, feel better in your skin and in your body. You'll have more energy. You'll have beautiful skin. Your eyes will be bright. Your digestion will be better. You'll have a healthier, you're literally feeding your microbiome. And you will sleep better, better able to manage your stress, and also you won't be hungry for sugar. And that's really...
Because you're having all these greens?
Because you're being filled up with nutrients. A lot of times when we have sugar cravings, we're eating foods, but we're not full of nutrients.
We're not nourishing our bodies.
We're not nourishing our bodies, and our body's saying, I need more food, because the foods that we're eating are nutrient void. So when we eat nutrient dense foods, we don't reach for the things that, the sweet things.
I have a question for you. So is this the first thing you drink in the morning other than water? Like, do you drink your coffee before you, or is this the first thing after?
No, I drink a big warm glass of hot water in the morning. I have it already organized the night before. So when I go to sleep at night, I bring my water with lemon upstairs, and I drink that when I wake up. It's the first thing I do when I wake up. And then I have my coffee, and I start organizing my day a little bit, and I have this about 9 o'clock after my workout. But I drink a huge mason jar of it, almost something like this big.
Okay.
And I drink it sometimes at 4 o'clock. If I'm feeling sluggish, I'll reach for that instead of a coffee. I love my coffee, but I have about 1 or 2 a day, and then I'm good. In fact, recently I've just cut down to 1 because I haven't needed it. But
You're getting energized from real food.
This is really the foundation of my program, because we are getting, I think of it as an insurance policy, right? You're getting all of your nutrients. You're getting your calcium from your leafy greens. And one of the things that I like to tell my clients is, try to eat as many leafy greens as possible. Get it in, throw it on your soups, put it in your chilies. As I said, put it in your pizza. As many leafy greens as possible. They're the least consumed vegetable and the most nutrient-dense vegetable in our diet. So kale, spinach, romaine lettuce, anything like with a deep, rich color. I love watercress if you can find it. So lots of fiber in here, cilantro, as we talked about before.
I love the smell of cilantro.
I love the smell of it too. This is one of my favorite herbs. Some people don't like it. If you don't like it, you could sub it out for parsley, or you could add parsley to it. This is a daily detox. So when you have when you have cilantro.
I've never used cilantro in a smoothie.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're gonna love it. So, we talk about, it's January or February, whenever this is coming out, but we talk about detoxing the body, the detoxing, helping the liver do its job. It's so incredibly important. You could do that every day. You don't have to go on some cleanse that usually doesn't work. You can do it every day by eating and choosing the foods.
And I've done many of those cleanses.
And you feel terrible. You're gonna die, right? Like, I can't get through this.
Or you're running to the bathroom.
Yes, or like I can't make it. And also the lemon, we were talking about immunity. The combination of lemon and ginger, knock on wood, I have been drinking this. I've had my company for 15 years. I have 3 children. I don't get a cold. Like, I don't get that type of sickness. Like, I don't get a cold because I drink this every day. It's the combination
like
of
hot water off lemon and ginger?
This is going to go in the smoothie.
Okay.
So you're getting the lemon and the ginger in the smoothie.
Okay.
So it's immunity boosting.
Wow.
Yeah, and ginger's great for the memory as well. So you're getting your vitamin C here. And just a side note for everybody, when you do eat your greens, we always want to have a little bit of citrus with your greens because it helps the iron absorption. So even if you're making a salad, zest some lemon or have a little bit of a squeeze of a lemon on the salad as the dressing, that really helps with the iron absorption, because not only are these guys loaded in calcium and fiber, But this is, if you don't eat a lot of meat, this is where you're getting a
That's
lot
me.
of your iron.
Okay, I didn't know
so
that. You don't eat meat, right?
Yeah, I'm pescatarian,
Okay.
but I do mostly consume vegetarian
Yeah.
diet. I will have eggs, I'll have
Yeah.
some cheese, but yeah.
Okay.
So I am
So you
low
should-
in magnesium and low in iron.
Everybody's low in magnesium because the soils that even this beautiful food is from
Mm.
is a little bit depleted. So we should all be taking a magnesium supplement.
Mm.
Yeah, we're all very low in magnesium. But yeah, this is the foundation of my program. I believe so much in it, and it's an insurance policy, and I mean just energy alone, and really healing your gut. This is everything. Cilantro is super alkalining. So when our body, if you think of your body as a swimming pool, the pH of our body is really important. If it's too acidic, we may have room or breed some diseases in there like cardiovascular health, some cancer might be brewing, all sorts of things. If we're eating meat and cheese and milks and drinking a lot of alcohol and eating a lot of fried food, we have a very acidic body,
Mm.
which can trigger inflammation, and inflammation is really disease. That's how disease starts. So alkalining vegetables like celery, like cucumbers, this is a beauty food, especially with the skin on it.
Yeah.
The skin on the cucumbers are very good for your own skin.
And that's the other thing I was thinking of, that this is like, I can imagine how my skin would look if I'm doing this religiously for the month.
Yes, take it. I say to my clients, give me 5 days of drinking this religiously, and so some people are like, I could never do that, and they do, and then they start to crave it. And that to me is the biggest dream. When people say, oh my God, I can't live without your green juice, green smoothie, that is to me the biggest win.
Well, you have a good student here. I'm ready to learn.
Let's make it.
So
Let's
I'm
dive in.
so excited.
Okay. So
Okay.
the one thing I will say about this, it's pretty important to have a good blender, like a high-speed blender. And it is a bit of an investment, but you have a good one. You have the
I have the Magic Bullet.
Magic Bullet is great for this, and just a high-speed blender is really important because you don't want to be drinking like your salad. You want it to be smooth.
Yeah.
Okay. So should I have you do it so you can,
Yes, I
learn
would
the
love
most?
to. It would be
Okay.
a pleasure.
I will just grab the Vitamix.
Okay, lovely.
And while you do it, I will talk about the benefits of everything. I have a knife here for you.
Wonderful.
So everything has been washed.
Continue, I'm just gonna
So we're gonna start with,
How many of the celery
let's just do
sticks?
two celery stalks. And you can just do it right in half. Some things should be organic, some things it doesn't matter. But if that is gonna be a make or break, and we can do a whole cucumber, if that's a make or break,
Can I just go
yeah,
like
just
this
go
or-
right in.
All right.
If that's a make or break, I would just do it regardless.
I like this aroma, this smell of
It does smell
fresh.
really
yes,
good, right?
It smells amazing.
Now, what is your spice tolerance?
Oh, really? I'm Pakistani.
Okay, so I would say for people who, cause this is ginger spicy.
Yes, we put ginger in everything.
Okay, well
Yeah.
then, so this is about, I usually say a thumb size, but for Missy over here, we'll do like a thumb and a half.
Okay.
And let's just get that off, because that looks a little bit, but you can leave the skin on. Organic ginger is the same price as regular ginger, and you can just leave the skin on. The skin actually has more fiber.
Should I cut it up a little bit?
It's okay.
Mmm.
This is a lemon.
Are
Loaded
you
in vitamin
gonna
C.
put this in as it is?
I just want you to take the peel off,
Okay.
because the peel makes it very bitter.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just gonna peel that, careful. We're gonna peel that. And I actually, fun fact, I like to save some of these lemon rinds, and I just put it, just like this, and it flavors up my water, and I just have these all over my house. I have this in my office, one where I do yoga, one by my bed before I go to bed, and then it's less waste. I really try not to waste the food, especially when we go into cilantro. Like a lot of recipes will say, cut off the stems and discard them, but there's just as many nutrients, if not more, in the stems, and then we don't waste.
I love these lemons. Like they're so easy to peel.
They're easy to peel, right?
Yeah.
And they're easy to
So
peel.
are we gonna use the
full?
full? Okay. Thank you. Are we gonna do
Yeah,
the
throw it
full?
in.
Okay.
Yeah, throw it in.
Wow.
You
I've
love-
never done that
Oh,
before.
You love your cilantro?
I love my cilantro.
I love my cilantro too. Okay, so we really want the bulk of this to be greens. So let's do this is about a cup
Okay.
to a cup and a half of, I like spinach because spinach blends easier. Sometimes I use kale, but I eat kale on so many other things that's fine. And when I say greens like this, it's like the more diverse amount of greens and vegetables you get, the healthier your gut microbiome is. And as I said before, when we have, a healthy diet that's rich in fiber, our microbiome is very healthy. Our immunity is healthy. Our mental state is healthy, and we just overall feel better. Fruit-wise, to flavor it up. So I could very easily just drink this and it would be fine, but I do like it to have a little bit of sweetness. So I like frozen pineapple.
Okay.
You can use bananas, you can use apples, but
I sometimes use dates. What do you think of that?
yeah, you can use dates in this. I think it's a different type of sweetness. Like I use dates to sweeten up like my blueberry protein smoothie and other things, but I think for the greens,
this.
because you're gonna see this beautiful color. It's gonna be green, it's gonna be vibrant. If we start putting dark things in here, it's gonna look a little dark and
I know my
eating is-
smoothies, because I would add like blueberries
Yes.
and that, then it looks like brown.
and it's hard because eating is also is you want it to be beautiful. Wait
Yeah.
till you see the color.
Okay.
So today I'm gonna do frozen pineapple, and I like frozen pineapple because the reason why it's frozen, or I like the frozen part of it, is because it adds a creaminess. And pineapple has something called bromelain, which is a digestive enzyme.
Oh.
So this is about
Oh, when they have the enzyme at like health food stores,
Yes.
it's normally pineapple and
It-
papaya.
yes,
Yes.
exactly. So this helps break things down. This helps digest things. This helps pass things easily. This is about 2 cups.
Okay.
Now I would say 1 cup, but what
I
want you to
don't-
drink it.
I don't like super sweets.
Okay, so let's
smoothies.
just use about half of this. How about
Okay,
that?
perfect.
Okay, just about that.
Great.
Okay, so we got our celery, we got our ginger, we got our cucumbers, we got our spinach, we got our cilantro. We're ready. We got our pineapple. Now we're gonna use coconut water. We're gonna use half coconut. You can pour that whole thing in, and then we're gonna use water as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you can pour that whole thing in. I like coconut water because we were talking about magnesium before. Coconut water is high in magnesium. It also gives it just a nice taste that you want to be drinking this, right?
I have a
There's
question.
no sugar added to this, by the way.
Oh,
All the
amazing.
sugar in this is just the natural coconut sugar from its coconut. So you always have to make sure when you buy things that it says no sugar added. And then we're gonna do water. We're gonna fill it all the way up.
All the way.
Wait till you see
Okay.
how much you're gonna make.
Okay. Julian's like thirsty.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. You are gonna love it. Okay, you can fill it up pretty much to there. What was your question?
My question was, in your programs that you do you ever have any like pre-done videos where you're making the things and people can make them with
I
you?
have all of that on my website.
Because
I
I'm
have
like,
all
that'll
the
be so
videos.
fantastic because the way that you're saying what this is good for, add the lemon and doing this, because you're so informative
Thank you.
that I can really
Thank
feel
you.
that someone like me who doesn't like to,
To
follow
follow
along
it?
the book, like if someone says to me, here's a book and follow this recipe, I'm just never
I
going to
have
do
green
it.
juice videos
Yeah.
on my website. I have loads of videos and how-tos on my website. And in the program, I show you exactly how to make this.
Now, any of this information can we also find on your social media? And did you ever share
Yes,
any tips and
I have.
tricks?
Well, my social media did just get hacked, so now I have
Sorry
a
to hear
new.
that.
Yes, it was 10 years in the making, but that's okay. We're gonna move
Mhm.
through that. So it's Be Nourished by Alyssa. That's my new one, and it's
That's just the letter B?
just the,
The
letter
letter
B,
B,
Nourished by Alyssa. But yeah, there's tons of videos. Well, not tons, because I think we're on you'll be my 4th post. So thank you.
Lovely. You were so
No,
excited.
I had 40,000 followers just kind of vanish because it was hijacked.
Wow.
Yeah, so be careful with your social media. Anyway,
Scary stuff.
it's not fun stuff, but you know what? I'm going to continue to create the things that I love
And
to create, and
educate.
people will follow. So, yes, I have lots of these videos on my website. Also, kind of the television stuff that I did that you can see.
I
it.
saw on your LinkedIn as
and
well.
it's all on my LinkedIn.
There was
now.
one video you posted on your LinkedIn. Okay.
Which one?
That is the
Okay.
video that inspired me. You're cutting up kale.
Oh,
And
yes.
actually seeing that video, Alyssa, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna add kale in my soup. So in my soup, I use a lot of kale,
I love
celery, carrots, ginger,
that.
and
Fantastic.
some beans. I added some beans in there
Okay.
too.
You know, you can even use your stems in your soup.
Okay.
Yes, you can cut it, and that again,
Which I didn't do. I only took out the leaves.
that's okay. But now you know.
No,
Right,
I
now
know.
you
See,
know.
this is the
See?
stuff I want to
So
learn.
there's lots of nutrients in here.
Wonderful. Well, I'm
Okay,
so
now we're gonna
excited
blend
to
it.
see what we're going to make.
I'm excited for you to actually taste it.
And I'm excited to, this is inspiring me to get a Vitamix.
This is a great health investment,
Mm.
and you can blend all your soups, but so we'll do this for 30 seconds. So that's at 19 seconds. I already pre-shopped for all of this, but this is part of my groceries anyway, so I always have this in the fridge. The cutting of that, how long did that take?
Like 2 minutes.
2 minutes,
Yeah.
okay. That took 19 seconds. I mean, you're gonna have this for the full week. You could freeze some, and that's how you make this an attainable habit. We have cooked, assembled once, you're gonna drink this all week. So, in the grand scheme of things, that was, we'll just call it 10 minutes just to be easy, because we're gonna then process it and put it in glasses.
What are your thoughts, for example, if someone, like for someone like me, when I was eating the way that I was eating last summer, like, don't get me wrong, I do have healthy habits too, but it's like sometimes when you're working and everything, it
course.
can have a toll on your system. So sometimes I would get upset stomachs, such as bloating. And in the past, one of the things I've done is like giving my body a break from actually eating or just having green smoothies. I feel like something like this, if you do just for the day, if you want to give yourself a break.
100%. If your body can
Yeah.
take it, and you don't have any, you know, I'm not.
Issues.
I wish I was a doctor.
Not a
I'm not a
doctor.
doctor. But I wish I was. But this should be no problem.
Yeah, I'm so
Absolutely.
excited.
Let's try it.
Yay.
Yeah, let's try it. So wait to see how much it's gonna make. So this is what I mean. I'll make one of these. I mean, I have a big family and everybody does drink it. So what I do with the rest is I freeze it. And then every
I'm gonna
day,
get a third glass. So we
every
can
day I
pass.
have it fresh.
Here,
So
Julie,
look at
I'll
this.
give you one first, and the camera can see it as well.
Yeah.
And one
Isn't it
for you.
beautiful?
And you know what I'm gonna do?
Oh
Because I'm
yes,
kind of
because you're decadent.
Because I'm sort of fancy, I'm gonna drink it. I
love
don't
it.
drink wine, but I like to have my little.
I don't drink either, and it's just nice to have things in nice glasses because it makes you feel more luxurious and decadent.
I know.
Cheers
Cheers.
to your health. Cheers.
Cheers.
So good. So good. It's like
It
liquid,
is so
liquid
fresh.
oxygen, right?
It's so fresh.
Isn't it great? I know. This is my signature recipe, and that's why I love the pineapple because it tastes a little bit like Hawaii here in Vancouver.
Totally, completely. You know what I like is I think the Vitamix as well. It's blended it so well.
Yeah. You're not drinking like a salad. right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can have this on your own. You can have this with eggs. You can have this at 4 o'clock for a pick-me-up. You can have, I think, imagine working out and getting in your car and drinking this. It's like my goal. When I get into the car, I'm like, okay, thank God I have this. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So you
Like-
put it in glass containers and you can freeze it. I don't know if you have any, but like glass containers, like a spaghetti sauce jar,
Yeah.
something like that, that you've rinsed really well, and you fill it just about to the top, but with enough room for expansion so it doesn't crack. And then you have it for a whole week.
Brilliant. I love
Fresh,
it.
yeah.
And I feel especially drinking something like this in the evening, that's when I get my cravings.
Mm-hmm.
Something like this, it's so satiating,
Mm-hmm.
and the ginger and the
Yeah.
lemon is giving it that kick.
Yeah.
Like I can
Do you
feel
find
it.
it a little spicy?
I love it.
You love it?
I
Okay.
love it. In all of our curries, we use ginger.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger
yeah,
and
that's
garlic.
a staple, right? And garlic.
I add garlic even in my omelets.
Okay. Oh, really? I've never had an omelet with garlic. That sounds really good.
One of my neighbors, he's French Canadian, so
Okay.
he will add garlic and Brussels sprouts and interesting things in his omelets. And
Like Emily in Paris?
yes, like Emily in Paris, totally. Yeah, like how you chose. Yes, so really, truly inspiring me to add these interesting ingredients that have so many benefits. I have really poor circulation,
Okay.
and then you see videos of me cold dipping when it's minus 12
The
outside.
ginger will help. Well, anybody's cold in the minus 12, but the ginger will help. But that's back to the omelets though. That's a great way to add your greens in, right? Greens at every meal. People are like, well, how do I get more greens in my meal at breakfast? Well, if you have time to eat eggs, or you can make even little egg bites, ahead of time. You load it with like kale and onions.
Yeah.
And then there you have your greens. How do you get it in your afternoon lunch? Huge salad that you prep. You know, it doesn't take a long time to prep. It's 5 minutes from the grocery store. Just prep it, keep it in glass containers, and you have it. Just like your soup. You just keep adding all the veggies in.
It's funny, someone I was dating, he's like, you're not making an omelet, that's a salad with eggs.
Yes.
Because I will add the Brussels sprouts, spinach, and chunks of garlic, because I recognize that in wintertime, I get so cold, I need that garlic, the ginger, to like help heat up my body.
With your circulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, well that definitely helps.
This is amazing. I'm so excited what we're gonna do next, and I'm really excited about your programs because I feel there's so much I can learn. I
There's
think
a
I
lot.
need a little dose of you on a weekly basis to get
Okay.
that inspiration.
I'll check in on you.
To get that inspiration to, you know, the little habits, like what you said, like habit stacking. That
Just
you don't have to do everything at once. And I
No,
think
that's overwhelming. Just,
Alyssa,
just
that's where
this.
people get
start.
o-
Yes,
yeah.
just start with this. Like for instance, put this in a glass container and put it in your purse, and there you're gonna drink it. Right there, you're gonna. We all have water bottles, right? Fill it with that. Fill your water bottle with a green juice. Take it to go. You will have greens on the go, right? So it's just these little things. It's hard when you see things on social media, on Pinterest and Instagram, and everything looks so beautiful, but that's not the real life. That's
Or
not
when
the
you
world
see
we
the
live
30-second video where it's like the avocado toast and the green smoothie and everything, and it's like, okay, you know, sometimes we don't have time, but we can do this, make it on Sunday, and have it for
You
the
can
rest.
have this all week. Look at this.
Yeah.
You have at least three to four.
I am
Cuts
so
there.
excited to have this for breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah.
Truly
I'm so excited to teach you how to do this because it truly is transformational. Like it truly is, because once you clean up your diet, everything else just becomes more in alignment. And it's very important to feel your best so you can do the things that you do with the vitality. Right? You don't want to go through life sleeping.
And this is what gives us the inspiration to create more, to be creative, and you know, in my line of work where I'm on camera,
Yes.
you know, whether hosting, acting, modeling, whatever, where I can also get more ideas intuitively, you know, to write a book,
Yes.
to start a new show. And
Yes.
when I was having the conversation with you, it's been on my mind for a bit, but I felt so charged up after talking to you
Okay.
over the phone. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do these Wellness Wednesday talks on my Instagram because this is something where I want to learn more from experts like you,
Thank
that little habits, like
Small
the
habits,
little
tweaks.
things. Because I think for me, when I see whether a cookbook or another video or an expert talking online, I become overwhelmed.
Yeah. Just
And
take
then
one
I'm
little
like-
tip.
Then I'm like, you know what, forget this, I'm going for the happy.
Right, exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
Just one,
Yeah.
focus on one. What are you gonna do tomorrow? The first thing that you're gonna do, you're gonna have a green juice. It's gonna be in
Yeah.
the fridge, and you're gonna drink it.
Yeah, and because it's
there.
already
Because
there and
it's
it's
there, you will
made.
drink it. And the prep time, because most people get overwhelmed with the shop and the prep. If you think small, little baby steps, you will do it. But if you think I have to do this, then I have to do this, just make one thing at a time.
Baby steps, and I
Baby
love
steps,
the fact
yeah.
that, you know, through your programs you also offer like recipes and grocery shopping.
Yes,
and
it's all
learning.
there for you. I make it as easy as possible. You just have to make yourself the priority because you have to take care of yourself, right?
I would love to hear some of the transformations that you've seen with the clients you worked with. Like, what are some of the major?
Energy. Most people that I see that come to me is skyrocketing energy. Most people come to me with they're always tired, brain fog. Yes, lots of weight loss, but I don't market myself as a weight loss coach because I think that just plays into the whole diet culture, this toxic diet culture that we're all told that we have to be a certain size, but weight loss is a byproduct. Skin, learning how to make the right choices for their body. So that one gives me a lot of pride because when people know what to eat, they know how to feel good and they can live their most passionate, most, vital life, and that's what we're here to do. That's where we're supposed to have this freedom to be able to think and create, and when we feed ourselves food that fuels your body, this is what happens. So yes, weight loss is one, but more energy, skin, better sleep, better stress management, and again, knowing what to eat to fuel their bodies is pretty much the biggest things. And these are life-changing things. Like I'm snapping them off like that's it,
Those
but
are without
someone who
help.
struggles with sleep or someone who struggles with, sugar craving and all they can think about is sugar, this is chronic problems. This is chronic everyday problems. Waking up with brain fog, waking up after a night's sleep feeling fatigued is a problem. How do you go about living your best life when you're tired? So these things get me super excited.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
can hear your passion. I can tell you're used to sharing a lot about
I
this.
just love it.
So what are we making next? I know you mentioned a little bit about a salad that we're gonna
Oh,
learn
well,
to
let's make our kale salad.
Okay,
Okay, so
lovely.
we need a bowl, we need some olive oil, and we need some salt and pepper.
Okay.
See, I have it all, so this salad is foolproof. This is my kale salad, and this is, again, something that it's so easy. It takes 5 minutes, everything's been washed. And I have not had even the pickiest of picky eaters, even my father, who does not eat a single green, people love this, and you can add anything you want into it, but we're gonna make it super simple. So we're gonna do kale, okay? And then we also need some olive oil. Do you have olive oil?
I'm actually out of olive oil.
Okay, well, we can do it without the olive oil. I'm just gonna show you how to do it.
I have vinaigrette.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a grocery list, and then you'll never be out of olive oil again.
Like I said, I'm a good student.
Yeah, so in the programs that if you do sign up for my A to B Foundation, you get a whole grocery list for the week. So you're only gonna go to the grocery store once. Saves time,
Yeah.
right? Nobody wants to,
It's interesting, my same neighbor, and several other neighbors, we like to have these cooking/baking parties.
I love that.
And I joke about this. I just text my neighbors and I'm like, so what are we having? And I will just invite myself over with my fur babies, and my neighbors, they love cooking and they're all by themselves, and me and my little two fur babies arrive. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, today, instead of bringing something sweet, I will be bringing something green.
Do you have it tonight?
Yeah,
Oh, that's perfect.
We're always like hanging out, sharing food, and it's
I
a
love
big.
that.
This is a big community space for me. I
That's
love living.
That's so
Yeah.
great. So basically, just like 4 kale leaves,
Okay.
bite-sized pieces. Now, if we had olive oil, I would just generously pour the olive oil on. You said you had vinaigrette, but
Yes.
this is the thing.
Okay.
We want to look at the labels in the vinaigrettes, okay? Because usually the vinaigrettes are made with either soybean oil or canola oil.
I always thought they were healthy.
Canola oil is not that healthy.
No, not
Yeah.
canola,
And
but
soy.
vinaigrette. Like I thought.
It
okay,
depends on
okay.
it depends on what
What's
it is.
in
So
it.
always read your labels. If you're buying a vinaigrette, you want it to be olive oil based,
Okay.
because canola oil, as we were talking about inflammation, causes inflammation in your body. So cute little bite-sized pieces like this, and then I'm just gonna pretend the magic of TV. Here's some olive oil. Generous pour. Let's not be afraid of healthy
Yeah.
fats. Healthy fats keep us satiated
Okay.
and also keep our
So I
skin.
guess another reason I've been lately cooking in coconut oil, and I'm out of coconut, so I have not been purchasing olive oil.
Okay, yeah, no,
Do you
coconut oil is,
prefer?
I like olive oil better, yes.
Okay.
Coconut oil has too much of a coconut flavor for me, especially in this type of salad.
And of course for the salad, and it's like solid in this sort of
Yes,
temperature.
I like olive oil better.
Okay.
I like the Mediterranean diet, right? And I
Okay.
like the olive oil. So very generous spread, and then we're gonna massage it. The thing with this salad is that we're really gonna get in there. Don't be afraid to use your hands, and you're gonna massage the kale.
Okay.
Just get in there so it's broken down, because this is a very fibrous vegetable, and when we're massaging it, we're actually breaking it down for our body. So you'll
Okay.
digest it easier.
Okay.
You won't have bloating. You won't get cramps, and none of that. If it's nicely kind of. So in the green, in the smoothie, if I used a kale, it's blended, so it's easily digested.
Okay.
So pretend this is nice and shiny and it feels good. We're gonna add some salt, okay? So here we have our leafy greens.
Yeah.
We have our olive oil, the healthy fats.
Okay.
Now we're gonna take hemp seeds.
Okay.
To see, like I keep all of my seeds like this in a
So you
container
can
in my
see where
fridge.
they are. You don't
And
have
all
to
I have
look
to do
for
is
them.
pull it out, so I don't
Okay.
have to be fumbling with bags. Again, this is another tip.
Mm-hmm.
You're not opening bags, fumbling bags, finding scissors,
I
putting it
see.
away.
I have a
You
lot of
see?
like little.
Yeah,
contain-
and that just kind of
Yeah.
makes it, so I just take this out,
Mm.
I just go like this, and I'm
Okay.
gonna sprinkle this on, and hemp seeds are a really beautiful plant-based protein.
Okay.
So we're getting our proteins in here. So I like to teach people in my program leafy greens, healthy fats, and proteins.
Okay.
Okay, so this, we're having it all right here.
And for someone who's vegetarian, this is
This is
perfect.
great.
Yeah.
You could throw some tofu in here. You can throw some chickpeas in here,
Mm.
whatever you want. And again, we're gonna massage that in,
Mhm.
and it has a really nice, almost nutty flavor, but it has a nice texture. It's almost
Yeah.
like a
I often add hemp seeds to my smoothies. I'm out right now, but
Yeah.
that was something I really enjoyed the texture.
Yeah.
I also enjoy adding like almonds or walnuts into smoothies
Yeah.
because I recognize I
those are
enjoy
all
the
healthy fats too
the
that we need.
greens with the nuts.
Mhm.
Some
Very
of it-
beautiful.
Yeah.
You could very easily put some hemp seeds in here
Okay.
if you wanted some more protein.
Mm.
I'm a little bit of a purist with this. I like the flavor of it.
And the
this.
greens and keeping
Yes, and I will have my protein afterwards. You can add some anything you want.
Mm.
Tomatoes in here, whatever you want. I'm just gonna keep it simple.
Mhm.
And then, like I mentioned before, this is a nutritional yeast.
Mhm.
This is like a cheesy, salty. Here, why don't you dab it? Try to taste it with
And
your
you
finger.
said you put this on your popcorn.
I put
as
this
well.
on my popcorn. I put this on my kids' pasta. This is protein and this is vitamin B. So
Mhm.
someone who doesn't eat a lot of meat, this is a great way to get your vitamin B.
Oh my god, it tastes so good.
It's so good, right? And mixed with the olive oil, and then we're just gonna sprinkle that on like that. Look at the color. Look at did we even
Yeah.
mention? Did we even mention the color of that?
I know,
And
and
then
I'm
you just-
loving it out of my glass.
And then you just kind of mix it like that.
Mhm.
It probably won't taste as good right now because we don't have the salt in
Of
it, and we
course.
don't have the olive oil in it. But
Mhm.
when you get it, that's my
That'll
favorite.
be dinner.
And literally 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
these are things that I teach you how to make easy, healthy, attainable, but fast. And this can stay in your fridge, unlike a spinach, which gets
And I could make like a big bowl of this. I
Oh.
actually have kale in my fridge right
oh,
now.
perfect.
Um,
And this doesn't get soggy, whereas
Yeah.
a spinach would get soggy. You can crack an egg on top, so you have even more protein. I mean, this is endless things that you could do. This is my signature salad.
you know, one of the things that you mentioned about rubbing it, and that's something that I found, like my gut is certainly better than what it used to be. In the
Mhm.
past, like over a decade ago, I found that eating lots of greens, right away afterwards, it would be a little bit bloating happening.
Yeah.
And the
That's
fact that
also probably you're not used to it as well.
yeah, and the fact that you mentioned you rub it in,
Yes.
that is something I
Massage
haven't done, and that is a great.
Yeah.
So I feel like those are some of those little tidbits that you're sharing.
Just
The
a
little
just a little
tips and
make things
tricks that
easier.
we can learn.
But this stays good in your fridge. You could eat this tomorrow.
Brilliant.
Once you put the olive oil and the salt and pepper on,
Brilliant.
it's so delicious. I can't wait for you to taste it because you're gonna love it. And this is just showing you that healthy isn't restricted.
And it can be fast.
It's fast. It tastes good.
Mm.
You know, a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, it doesn't taste good just yet." Your palate, if you're used to eating Cheetos and you know croissants and constantly processed foods, it will. I'm being completely honest. It will take 2 or 3 days for your palate to adjust.
Yeah.
But your body wants to heal,
Mm-hmm.
right? Remember that our body has the ability to heal if we just give it the chance. So if you're going from a standard American diet and you're trying to switch and add more greens into your day, go slowly and gradually, and your palate will adjust and it will taste delicious.
And even just standing here, I can smell the nutritional
smell it, yeah.
use. And
You
the
can get
fact
this
that
anywhere.
it's all greens and they're from the earth and all the energy that
So
it's
much
not something that is boxed. You know, it's coming fresh.
You feel
yeah,
the energy, right?
Yeah,
You
like
feel
as
the
soon as I
energy.
drink it, I can
Yeah.
feel it in my system.
like liquid oxygen.
Like I've never put lemon in my smoothies, so
Yeah.
that is something I
Yeah.
learned today.
Yeah.
And I never thought about making like my smoothies for the week.
Yeah.
So that saves time.
That saves an entire your morning tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm sure is very busy, very hectic. You have that. In fact, you can actually save this.
Yeah.
And you can pour
Pour
it back
it in
in here.
there. Oh my god,
And you
great.
can put it up to there, and you can freeze it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you can freeze it. So it's just using these small tips to help you eat and live a healthier way.
Your girls must be so lucky because you're always like cooking for them.
Yeah, in a way, they think they're lucky, but then like I'm the weird one that brings oranges to school, or I'm the weird one that does these things. But you know, it does come around. Now they're like, they love this salad, they love my lentil soup. Now they're like, Mom, I'm not gonna have sugar, it's not making me feel good, because we talk about it and it's a dialogue, they understand. And yeah, they can have sugar in the house.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't buy anything, but you know, if they're having friends over and they want a treat, 100%, 100%, because deprivation doesn't work. And I want to teach them at some point they're gonna have to navigate this all on their own. So I want them to be able to make these healthy choices.
How would you say mental health and eating well? You know, it's like since COVID, we've been talking a lot about whether it's anxiety or isolation or all these different things. You know, we're really having this conversation around mental health now and how that correlates with food and eating whole and eating well.
You know what I'm going to say. I think everything that we put in our body has energy. And if we are putting the stuff in our body that doesn't serve us, I don't think we're going to be feeling good physically. If we don't feel good physically, how can we possibly feel good mentally? Mood-wise, I mean, there's so many foods have been shown to help with moods. You know,
like TELUS.
Leafy greens, chocolate, foods high in magnesium, avocados, salmon. When you eat a whole food, mostly plant-based diet, I guarantee if you're not, you know, chronically depressed or you haven't been diagnosed with something, your mood will change and your moods will elevate. It's a gradual approach. It won't be like one bite of kale and I'm like happy, but it really does help you. Again, these foods help our microbiome, and there are more neurotransmitters in our stomach lining than in our brain. So when this is healthy and this is fueled, this is fueled. So I do believe there's a massive correlation between mental health and the foods that we eat. And if we keep that top of mind, I think it's really important to grocery shop with that in your mind, or go to the farmer's market with that in your mind.
That's how this is the medicine. Have you ever gotten requests to create like a food program for something specific? Whether it's for menopause or someone wanting to conceive, or gut issues or skincare.
We were talking about one of if I've seen some of the side effects I've seen of changing your diet. I've had a couple women come to me for fertility issues, couldn't get pregnant, tried to get pregnant. We completely cleaned up their diet. They got pregnant. Not to say that I did that, but helping you clean up your diet, 100%. So I wrote recipes for them. FODMAP is really big, so I've done a lot of that.
I'm a bit familiar with that, not super much.
Also gut microbiome, people trying to clean up their gut. Hormonal changes, a hormone diet. So yeah, I do custom a lot. A lot of kids with celiac or kids with food allergies and sensitivities. I've done the gamut of menu planning. And helping people through.
So we can come
things.
to you for specific requests.
Yes, 100%.
Because I noticed that my body changes in terms of how many greens I'm taking, like how many salads I'm having in the summertime. In the summertime, I'm mostly eating fresh, versus in winter, I can recognize it needs a bit more cooked food.
Especially since you were talking about your circulation, right? That's just going to make this, like a cucumber is going to make you cooler, right? So cooking your foods, chilies, vegetarian chilies, soups, stews, sautés. I mean, if you didn't want to eat this cold, take this with the olive oil and put it in a pan. My kids love this. They ask for it every day, especially in the winter. And it's warming. Squeeze some lemon on it. Remember we talked about getting your more citrus and greens with iron. And then you can take this and you can have it warm and it's just as delicious.
I'm gonna try it like this and then I'll try it like that as well.
Yeah, you can try it both ways.
I mean, not that I'm saying that I'm not eating salads at all, but in summertime I'm just eating bowls and bowls because I can see my body's metabolizing it much more easily. And then going to the farmer's market.
Well, it's hot in summer. You don't want to be in front of the stove, and salads and things that are fresh are way better. In the wintertime, especially now, it's like you want warmer foods.
Anything else? I know we've covered a lot. We're almost coming to the end, but is there something that I missed that you would like to share with our audience before we let you go? I'm so excited.
I don't want to leave. I just, if you're struggling out there and you feel like this is just way too much and you're overwhelmed because there's so much information, I would pick one channel. I would pick one source, whether it's a book, whether you're following me on social media. Just pick one thing to change, because all it takes is one change to see the change. And if you don't make the change, if you don't make a change, you're not going to see a change. I mean, I have people come to me saying, oh, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, but you have to do it consistently. You can't drink or eat this for one day and then go back and just being on a coffee diet. Give yourself a little time, pick one thing.
As you look at me.
Give yourself a little time and just be consistent
Yeah.
and keep asking yourself, how bad do you want to feel good?
And I must say the fact that you're saying making that one change, because I'm such a perfectionist that
We all
I
struggle
feel,
from that.
yeah, that I feel like, okay, now I just have to consume and do this all the time and eat like this perfect robot, versus
I know.
how you're simplifying it, that instead of making this, going from the bottom of the mountain to the peak, it's
Yes.
like that little one step.
Little tweaks,
But
little
you do it
changes.
on a daily basis, and then seeing that, okay, that was a win. How am I feeling? How is my internal energy?
Mhm.
Because even tasting this right now, the fact that it has all these fresh ingredients and fresh greens, I feel that's an act of self-love.
You are prioritizing yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is way more than nutrition. It is way more than the food in our body. It's your energy levels. It's your energy itself, and it's making yourself the priority and saying, you know what, I care about me. I'm gonna choose not to eat the bowl of chips, and I'm gonna choose to eat this because I am the priority here and I care about myself. And it's putting yourself first, because if you can't take care of you, how are you supposed to be able to do the things that you are so passionate about?
Yeah, and to
So
live
it's
a
way-
big life.
It's
So
way
like-
more than just nutrition. It's way more than just the recipe. This is about the intention about eating well and what is really behind that. So that is my mission, to teach people, yes, you can have all the recipes. You can have all of that, but it has to come from a place of prioritizing yourself first.
And I love
And
the
nobody
fact
should
you
shame
meant-
that.
Yeah,
Right? We all need to prioritize ourselves.
100%. I saw this online the other day that, people are so used to, if someone says you don't drink, or you're going to stay in on Friday night, or you're going to go for that hike by yourself. In today's society, it's like, oh, you're not going to have that pizza? Are you one of those people who's that picky eaters? Versus, no, I'm going to make this healthy choice for myself, to have that self-care, to have that discipline.
And if someone says that to you, that's not your person.
Yeah,
I tell my
no,
kids
no.
that all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, if someone's gonna say something and judge you because you're not having a cocktail or you're not indulging in whatever pizza it is,
They're not your cup
that's
of
not
tea.
your
They're
people.
not
They're not your
yeah,
green
yeah.
juice.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Right? So I mean, that's about, again, putting yourself forward and first, and making that commitment to yourself, regardless of what the world is yelling at us, because there's always going to be noise. But you want to calm your noise down first, and all of this food will help you calm your noise down.
Wonderful. Well, we love that. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having
And
me.
I'm so excited to drink my green juice from my
Cheers.
fabulous sparkly wine glass. And if you guys try this recipe at home, you do have to let us know, and we'll share Alyssa's information. So if you're interested in any of her programs or learning more about her recipes, because I'm so fascinated in hearing what else I can learn from you. I feel like this past hour was very informational for me. If you guys felt inspired, please do let us know. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
And wishing you all a very healthy, prosperous, and blessed new year.
And nourished, do you?
Yeah, nourished. Yeah, thank you.